On a desolate highway, stretching under the scorching afternoon sun, everything seemed too peaceful, too calm for the horror unfolding within. A rusty white van rattled down the asphalt, but behind the dust-covered rear window, a nightmare was hidden in plain sight. A small, trembling hand pressed a crumpled piece of paper against the glass. On it, written in shaky, desperate letters, were the words, "Kidnapped, help me." 8-year-old Marina Hail was using every ounce of strength she had left to pray. Would anyone see it? Or would her message vanish into the stillness, lost in the trail of exhaust smoke? Only hours ago, Marina was a happy child walking home from school. But darkness struck in the form of Trevor calling, a man spiraling into a desperate madness. He snatched her, throwing her into the back of a van that reeked of gasoline and rotting burlap. Trevor muttered to himself, convinced he had chosen the perfect back road to disappear forever. Before anyone even realized, Marina was missing. But he was wrong. Marina wasn't just a helpless victim. She remembered her mother's words. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's acting even when your heart is pounding out of your chest. Finding an old marker in a door pocket, Marina wrote her fateful plea for help just as the van passed a group of men resting by the roadside. They were the RIG Ahorn Riders. Look at them, faded black leather, jagged tattoos, and an appearance that would make anyone hesitate. Leading them was Grant Maddox, a man with a salt and pepper beard and a gaze sharp enough to cut through the toughest hardships of life. As the van sped past, Grant squinted. For one brief second, he saw the tear-stained face of a child and that chilling sign. In an instant, the entire pack, massive Silas, sharp-eyed Rowan, and fiercely loyal Briar, stood up in unison. No orders were needed. No words were wasted. They snapped their helmets shut and kicked their kickstands. Engines roared to life like awakened beasts. They weren't cops. They wore no badges. But today, they were justice. The chase was on. The heavy bikes tore through the air, chrome flashing under the sun. Trevor glanced in his rearview mirror and panicked. He floored the accelerator, the old van lunging forward like a cornered animal. But the RIG Ahorn Riders were masters of the street. They coordinated with tactical precision. Rowan veered ahead to manage traffic, ensuring no civilians were caught in the crossfire. Silas surged to the right, cutting off any chance of the van escaping into the side alleys. Grant Maddox pulled up alongside the cabin. At over 60 miles per hour, Grant looked directly into the kidnapper's eyes. It wasn't the look of a stranger. It was the look of retribution. The screech of tires pierced the air. The van was forced onto the gravel shoulder, engulfed in a cloud of dust. Trevor lunged out to run, but in a heartbeat, the giant Silas pinned him to the jagged ground. Grant stepped toward the back of the van, his heavy boots crunching on the gravel. As he swung the doors open, sunlight flooded the dark interior. Marina cowered back, but when she saw the mercy in Grant's eyes, she knew the nightmare was over. Marina threw herself into Grant's arms, sobbing uncontrollably. Those large, calloused hands, built for handlebars and hard labor, held her as gently as if she were a fragile treasure. On the leather shoulder of a rugged biker, the tears of relief finally fell. Hours later, as Marina was safely back in her mother's arms and the criminal was led away in handcuffs, the bikers stood together under the setting sun. People often looked at them and saw danger. They saw rebellion. But today, the town saw something else. They saw that kindness doesn't have a uniform. It can hide behind scars, beneath worn leather jackets, and within the roar of an engine. This world can be dark, but darkness will never win as long as there are people willing to act for what is right without a second thought. The story of Marina and the RIG Ahorn Riders is a reminder to us all. Never judge a book by its cover. And more importantly, be brave like Marina. Send out your signal, because somewhere out there are righteous souls ready to answer. Thank you for listening to this story on kindness in life. Don't forget to like and subscribe to spread more messages of hope to the world. What would you do if you saw a cry?